So is this the real Musk? Is he still alive? The only thing that I think so with this lawsuit and Musk, or this lawsuit not against just Musk. Musk was the only one out of everyone that the AI organization that was going after all of tech and other people that were for this court case. Elon Musk was the only one they were willing to consider not taking all of his money, but it wasn't clear because Neuralink was a danger to humanity. But they said there's a lot they had said in this court case about Musk, and one of the things that stood out to me is they said that, Musk is a danger to himself and others, especially with Neuralink. So they were willing to, if he would work with them, they were willing to let him have Tesla and, Tesla and SpaceX. But it's said in here it's not as clear with Neuralink because that's the part of creating a superhuman. And when they said that it was a danger to himself and others, I thought that must mean he was trying to create himself to be a superhuman, possibly. And maybe that's why he's tried to claim to people, I'm an alien, I'm a robot. Did he merge himself? And he, because there's because of what this says basically. I mean, it's one thing to have implanted medical parts in you, so that you can bend your knee or pacemaker. That's all different. But this is literally where you're turning your free will over to a computer. Now, Elon Musk is programming. Let's say he did create himself to be that way, and he knows everything, because the whole thing about the humanoids and that it's mentioned in this court case that they have the ability to do, and this, or humanoid robots and cyborg, all this stuff, is that, AI can do things faster than us. Okay, it can get data faster. That's what they're using for a lot of uncovering this stuff is AI programs. But the danger is that once you cross the line to where you're willing to give up your free will to a computer, then, the question is, you're not really human anymore. I don't want to say you're not human. Do you still have the same human rights? So that's what was questioned in here. But let me just make clear that Elon was the only one they were willing to make some exceptions if he worked with them, but that also depended too on, did he know about the atrocities going on in China? And it said Neuralink is something that's a separate deal. So it was real touch and go with that. So I don't want to be bashing on Elon, but at the same time I don't like the fact that the media never told anybody about this most important that every person in the world had a right to know. We had a right to know this, understand that. I mean, I understand that there's some things that they keep from us for other reasons, okay? But this jeopardized all humans, and all I've heard from these damn tech assholes, okay, is how AI is going to be smarter than humans. We're going to have more robots than humans. I mean, literally Musk was saying that up like 2 month ago. So he talks out of both sides of his mouth, which I can't stand. He says on one hand how dangerous AI is, but then he's building it. Now he would say, well, I'm building a safer one. No, this is what the military-industrial complex does. It just keeps going on its reckless path and makes all these excuses. So maybe he did work out something, and it seemed like there was also maybe some taking advantage. Maybe China was taking advantage of Elon Musk. I don't know. It's hard to say. But from what that says, he was the only one out of everybody listed in this court case that they were willing to make exceptions for. So, but I would say, to answer your question, I would say that, because of what the court record says, I wonder if he had already made himself into a superhuman. That's why we hear how genius he is. Because if he did, and he's the one programming the computer, he's programming his own mind, then you, that's what I would say about that. That's possibly what it is. As far as I don't say this whole like all these people are robots 2.0 and stuff. I have a hard time wrapping my head around that. Not that it's not true, because clearly that's what all this stuff is about, is making a digital copy of you, and now they can clone it, and so they can clone people, so and all this stuff that we just thought was sci-fi, well, no, it's not, but that shouldn't be a surprise, because the technology is always 30 years ahead of where they tell us. So I don't know. I would say what I more believe is that Elon Musk probably was experimenting on himself for some of these superhuman capabilities, or had people doing it on him, and so he was able to do this, and so that's what then makes the human a danger to everyone. So maybe that's why everybody's falling all over Musk. I don't know, like, oh, we don't want him to go rogue or something. But I'm sure if he did this, and they've done it on other people. What I don't like about this is, carrying on all these people about how AI is smarter than humans. It's like, I think that God will have issue with that. And maybe this is why Elon says, I'm okay. He says he's okay with going to hell. Maybe he knows, like, if you're going to give yourself over to a computer to control you, even if you think you're going to be the one controlling the computer, so you're not giving, at any point, somebody else could come along and be like, yep, no, we're taking the controls back. That's why nobody should want to merge their brain. I can't imagine most Americans want anything to do with that crap. But I think people that are transhumanists, because that's what transhumanists want, they are so petrified of death. And I think usually it's because they've lived a life that's, not been very good to others. So they would like to do anything to avoid death, because, they may have to face ultimate justice, if you know what I mean. But Elon Musk has said on more than one occasion that he doesn't mind going to hell, because he knows that the majority of humanity, that's where they'll be going. That's what he said. So I tend to think that maybe he upgraded himself, let's say. I don't know. He is the one that came out, right, and said that, the dangers with AI. And maybe that's part of this agreement. I don't know. People say that he started telling people that AI was a danger back in 2014. Maybe, but I think he really started, making more of, highlighting it, while at the same time still working on it and working on robots and all of this. And maybe it was all part of this agreement, or, I don't know. It doesn't say in here what happens if these people don't hold up to their agreement. I mean, I would imagine that they have security around that. There'll be other consequences. But if Elon Musk upgraded himself into like a superhuman, and he merged himself with technology, his brain anyway, then that's what I would say. Does that make him still alive? Yes. Does it? I mean, that's an ethical question. Are you still human if you give up your free will to a computer? I don't know. Are you still really alive? I don't know. That's a question that would really take some deeper thought, because literally your will, and much of this stuff in here mentioned, like, you're giving up your will, your spirit, your soul. You're giving up many things just to merge with a machine, because your computer it becomes like a god. Computer controls you. So is he still alive? Yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends on if you could merge yourself with a computer, where you no longer control your will, but a computer does. Are they still alive? Are they still real? That's hard to say. I don't think so.